Welcome to the Explainer. If you've been a pool owner for a while, you already know the struggle, right? Trying to keep that water crystal clear without absolutely draining your wallet at the local supply store. Well, today we're diving deep into the science of pool chemistry, and we're going to uncover a secret that will completely change how you manage your pool's health. It's going to save you money and keep your water looking pristine. Here's our roadmap for today's Explainer to completely demystify total alkalinity. We'll kick things off with the pool store secret, then we'll meet your pH bodyguard, we'll tackle baking soda versus soda ash, figure out finding the perfect dose, and wrap it all up with what could go wrong. All right, Section 1, the pool store secret. Okay, let's just dive right in and expose a widely kept industry secret that is directly impacting your wallet every single summer. I want you to really think about this for a second. Why are you paying a premium for a specialty pool chemical that is almost certainly sitting right there in your kitchen pantry? Seriously? You might be doing exactly this without even realizing it. Because here is the big reveal. That super expensive bucket of alkalinity increaser you've been buying at the pool store and the everyday baking soda you grab in the baking aisle at the grocery store, they are literally the exact same thing. Both are 100% sodium bicarbonate, no difference. You're basically paying a massive pool store markup for a plastic bucket with a nice picture of water on it. Once you know this, just buying your baking soda in bulk from the grocery store becomes an absolute no-brainer. Moving right along to Section 2, meet your pH bodyguard. Now, you might be wondering, why do we even need to add this stuff to our pools in the first place? Well, it comes down to total alkalinity, or TA. This is your pool water's ability to hold its pH steady. Think of total alkalinity as the anchor, or actually, better yet, think of it as the bodyguard for your pool's pH. Every time it rains or a whole group of swimmers jumps in, all these acidic contaminants get introduced. Without this bodyguard taking the hits, your pH swings wildly all over the place. And you definitely don't want that bodyguard to fail. Your sweet spot, the ideal range, is between 80 and 120 parts per million. If your water drops below 80, your pH bounces totally out of control. Your water actually turns corrosive. It'll eat away at your plaster, ruin metal fittings, and cause some really nasty eye irritation. But on the flip side, if you go above 120, your pH just drifts constantly upward no matter how much acid you add, and you get this stubborn scale building up all over your pool surfaces and inside your pipes. Section 3, baking soda versus soda ash. So the trick here is knowing the difference between the two most confused chemicals in the entire pool care world. If your chemistry's off, it's super easy to get confused about which white powder you're supposed to reach for. Look at this breakdown. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is your go-to for raising total alkalinity. It gives your alkalinity a massive increase, but only gives your pH a tiny, mild bump. Soda ash, which is sodium carbonate, does the exact opposite. Its main job is to give your pH a massive upward lift with barely any effect on your alkalinity. Bottom line, baking soda is for alkalinity first. I absolutely love this quote from industry pro Rudy Stinkowitz. He says, "Using sodium bicarbonate to raise pH is the equivalent of driving a nail into a wall using the handle of a screwdriver." I mean, that really hits the nail on the head, right? It just highlights why using the wrong chemical is so incredibly inefficient. Could you technically raise your pH using baking soda? Sure, but you'd have to dump a massive amount in, and you'd absolutely skyrocket your alkalinity in the process, creating a totally new, massive headache. And to put that inefficiency into perspective, let's look at the actual cost. Over $6,700. That's the amount a pool professional maintaining about 100 pools could save in a single year just by choosing soda ash over baking soda when they strictly need a pH adjustment. Since baking soda requires those huge doses to move pH, it costs way more per adjustment. So bring that back to your own backyard. Using the right tool for the job is going to save you some serious cash over the summer. Okay, let's jump to Section 4, finding the perfect dose. Let's get into the actual math so you can dose your pool perfectly. 1.5 pounds. Write that down because it's your magic number. If you've got a standard 10,000-gallon pool, exactly 1.5 pounds of baking soda is going to raise your total alkalinity by exactly 10 parts per million. It really is that straightforward. Having this baseline math in your back pocket completely removes the guesswork so you don't overcorrect and accidentally shoot past that 120 parts per million limit. So let's put that math into action with this 5-step procedure. First up, always test your total alkalinity so you know exactly where you're starting. Second, calculate your dose using that 1.5-pound rule we just talked about. Third, and please don't skip this, pre-dissolve the baking soda in a bucket of pool water. Seriously, never dump dry powder straight into the pool. Fourth, with your pump running, slowly broadcast that dissolved mix near a return jet. And finally, walk away. Just let the system run and wait at least 6 hours before you even think about retesting. Finally, Section 5, what could go wrong? Let's tackle a few common fears and troubleshoot for when things maybe don't look quite right after you dose. Have you ever added your baking soda and suddenly your beautiful crystal clear pool looks totally cloudy? Don't panic. And whatever you do, please don't run to the store to buy those expensive water clarifiers. This is actually a completely normal reaction, especially if you broadcast a really heavy slurry. Your only job right now is to be patient. Let your filter run for one full turnover, usually about 10 to 12 hours, and that cloudiness is going to naturally filter right out. And that leads us to probably the single most common anxiety-inducing question pool owners have whenever they adjust their water chemistry. Can I swim right after adding baking soda? The answer is a massive, enthusiastic yes, because sodium bicarbonate is so incredibly safe. I mean, you literally bake cakes with it. You do not have to wait. Unlike harsh treatments like chlorine shock or muriatic acid where you've got to keep everyone out of the water for hours, kids can jump right back into the pool immediately after you add baking soda. Actually, scratch that. Their swimming helps mix it up into the water faster. So I'll leave you with this. Are you letting your pool's chemistry manage you, or are you ready to finally take control? By understanding that baking soda and alkalinity increaser are the exact same thing, by knowing exactly when to use it versus soda ash, and by using that simple 1.5-pound math we covered today, you are completely empowered. You can take charge of your pool, keep your water perfectly balanced, and keep your hard-earned money right where it belongs. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.